What up, Dokkanners? A lot of you guys have been asking me lately, Toon, how many stones can I get before the 8-year anniversary? And answer is, I don't know, because there's a lot of different factors to consider. Are you a new player? Are you somebody who spends on every single banner? Are you somebody who spends a few stones per day link leveling, or perhaps farming out Kais or other things? There's a lot of different factors to consider. Plus, there are still some celebrations that we don't know of as of yet. So in today's video, we are going to be venturing into the unknown, doing an approximation for how many stones we're going to be getting between now and the 8-year anniversary. Now, there's a couple of things to point out here. Like I said, some of the celebrations we don't have yet. Saiyan Day, we don't know. Golden Week, Goku Day, we don't know. This Golden Week Part 1, Part 2, this is basically like a catch-all for Golden Week and Goku Day. So for those of you who always wonder why Goku Day is not listed here, it's just because I like to format it like this. And then the pre-8-year Dokkan Festival, we don't know. So there's a lot of unknown here. So for those, we're going to be taking a look back at last year's numbers. And that obviously does not mean it's going to be exactly the same this year. Same goes for the actual celebrations that we do have. Bardock and Yamcha, while JP already had this, things could be shifted around, things could be changed. As we've seen during celebrations that are joint, sometimes Global gets less or more stones than JP, so the same thing could happen for these celebrations. Now, other variables to consider. Calculation error. Maybe Toon's a dummy and I goof on my calculations. Extra stones not being counted. This is a simple example. Let's just say, for example, we're looking at the Bardock Celebration and we've got a bunch of story events, right? Are there any story events here? This one right here. This story event, returning of the story event. If you're a veteran player, you've already done this, so I will not be counting this. But if you're a new player and you've never done that, then you have more stones to be gained. So depending on who you are, that will make a difference in terms of how many stones are coming in per celebration. And then maybe I just underestimated. I would rather underestimate the stone value than overestimate, because first of all, I've said this before, this is an approximation, so don't hold me to this. This is not gospel. This is just me doing a close approximation, I suppose. But whatever happens, I would rather estimate below the actual total than over, because that way it will lead to less disappointment. So that being said, let's go through this. The ones in red are the celebrations that JP has already had. And I do want to point out that there is one Part 2 celebration that will not be counted at all, because with the Kid Goku Celebration Part 1 wrapping up very soon, we are going to be jumping into Part 2. And it is most likely going to be the Hachiyak Goku LR. We still don't have concrete proof of this, but I am of the thought that it will be. So if that happens, this will be shifted up here. And then that will leave an empty slot right here in the Part 2 for Yamcha, which will later be determined. So whatever that ends up being, I don't know. So just want to point that out here. So let's start with the Bardock celebrations. What I basically did was I just combed through each little thing and I rounded up the numbers. So 31st to the 22nd, that's 22 days. Then we've got the special missions for this. I looked up on Dokkan Info. We've got the new Dokkan event, so we added more stones there. This one, the Ginyu Force Team Bardock release campaign, I think there's some stones to be gained here, but I couldn't find it. Didn't want to bother wasting time over it. So that could be some stones. I missed it. Restricted event renewal. This could also be some more stuff that I don't think I even counted. And I'm not going to bother because I don't feel like changing the numbers. Returning challenge event, breaking the siege. So this is a big one, so I counted the stones for this. Didn't count this, as I said. New category mission, low class warrior for each of these events. Then we've got a new clash, we've got an EZA, we've got sub EZA. Sub EZAs don't give us anything. And then we've got a chain battle and an extreme super battle. So all things considered, all of these numbers total to 160. And again, I will be doing a more in-depth breakdown of the stone preview when we get closer to that celebration. This is just an overall estimation of the entire roadmap. So there will be another one coming up just for Bardock. All right, now for Saiyan Day. So Saiyan Day is in blue, just like these, and that's because this is not going to be utilizing numbers from this year, but instead utilizing numbers from last year. So I went ahead and I went back to last year's Saiyan Day on Global, and I combed through all of this stuff right here. Couldn't find the missions in particular, how many missions we got, so I sort of just put 15 there. This could be too much, this could be too little, but whatever, it's an approximation. Went through everything else. New Dokkan event. We had the weird 7-year anniversary free-to-play EZA drop on Global well in advance. So that was an interesting anomaly. Could that happen again on Global this year? Perhaps. We don't have Part 3 yet on JP, so this is still TBD, but I still counted it. New support memory added to this story event, blah, 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 blah. Did everything here. So all that considered, we got also 160 Dragon Stones from last year's Saiyan Day. So like I said, could be random, could be above, could be under, whatever. Next, Yamcha Dokkan Festival. So the order that we're doing this is basically following the order that I've set in this little roadmap here. It should be happening the same way. So Yamcha being next, we've got a total of 147 Dragon Stones. So let's see what the hubbub is all about. Also, Yamcha's not on the cover art. That's weird. So Yamcha has the Part 1 and the Part 2. Part 2 is the Hachiyak Goku. This could be dropping earlier for global, but we still counted both in the same bracket. So we've got the Yamcha stuff over here. We got the Dokkan event. We've got more Clash. This is when we got the Zenny update, and I think some people are curious if we're going to be getting this earlier. There's a possibility that we could get this earlier. When it comes to like quality of life updates and things like that, global tends to get those updates more in advance. So it's likely that during the upcoming Carnival Coin Exchange update, they could also drop this for global, which would be awesome. But we'll see. Then we've got quest mode. So I counted all of quest modes. Supreme Kai Trials. Supreme Kai Trials, do they actually come with Dragon Stones? I don't think they do. I think the Supreme Kai Trials just give you the stones there. Okay. We've got the LR Bojack EZA, the Dragon Ball Story event. So that was part 1. And then for part 2, we've got more logins and missions. We didn't have much during part 2. We had the Super Strike for TN. More quests. I already counted all of quests in one go. Second burst mode. I don't remember if burst mode gave you Dragon Stones, so I didn't include stones for burst mode. Actually, wait. Can we see it here? It doesn't show. I don't think we got stones for it. So whatever. I skipped that. And we got all these Dokkan events. We got Chain Battle for Hachiyak. And that's it. So all that together, we got 147 for Yamcha. We got 68 for Hachiyak. Now, Golden Week. Golden Week is a busy time because Golden Week is another joint celebration. And man, do they pop off on Golden Week. So let's check out what happened on Golden Week. That was for the Dokkan Festival Cell and Goku. What is going on? All right, cool. It's over here. So Golden Week, this one. So we had a whole bunch of stuff happen here, both for Goku Day and for the Golden Week. So we had part 1 and part 2 for the Golden Week itself. We had the LR EZA. We had the Dokkan the Super Battle Road. We had the Dokkan events. We had Chain Battle ×2. We had 2 of them. We had Infinite Dragon Ball History. We had another Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road. Counted all of these, and then I also counted the Goku Day because Goku Day also has its own login bonus special missions. So I made sure to count all of this, and all of that totaled to 215 for Golden Week Part 1 and Part 2, and 39 for Goku Day. So good stuff right there. Over 250 just from Golden Week and Goku Day, which is good. And then finally, pre-8-year Dokkan Festival. So as I've said before, this final hurdle that Global has to jump over is going to be the first Dokkan Festival celebration that happens on JP post 8-year anniversary. So last year, that was the Captain Ginyu and the Ginyu Force, that whole celebration. So let's just take a look at that real quick. And then for the part 2, we had the Saiyan Day, Goku, and Piccolo. So we had all the logins here, special missions, Dokkan event. This was the Bardock EZA time. Then we had some story events, blah, 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 blah. That's when we started the countdown missions. I didn't count these because I don't think there were actually stones to be gained from this. I don't remember, and I also didn't want to waste time. So this one could be a misstep. We got another renewal of a Super Strike, so I counted all that. And then for part 2, we had the Goku and Piccolo LR. There wasn't as much over here, but I counted everything. So that gave us 105 and 113. Wow, we actually had a lot. Oh, it's because we had World Tournament. We had a World Tournament right before the 7-year anniversary. So these are your approximate numbers for all of the celebrations that are coming up. Again, they could be totally wrong. Calculation errors, extra stones, maybe underestimated. Remember all of this, maybe overestimated. So with all of these together, this is what we got. All of these added up. Between now and the 8-year anniversary, we still have approximately 1,000 stones to be gained from all of the content. Remember, there are some events like Chain Battle where you're not obviously going to be guaranteed to get all those scores because you kind of need good support lines, good setups. You need to get a little lucky. So maybe that could also cause some variation. Maybe you don't want to do World Tournament. Perhaps you miss an EZA or 2. Perhaps you're not able to go very far in Ultimate Clashes. Some of the clashes are listed here as well. So there's a lot of different things to consider. But between now, aka the end of the Kid Goku Part 1 celebration, and all the way down here on the 8-year anniversary, we can earn approximately 1,000 Dragon Stones. So hopefully that gives you a good idea for how much you can expect. Maybe you were considering summoning on a particular celebration. You didn't know how many stones you were going to have left over, how much you were going to get. This is what I can tell you for right now to the best of my ability. But again, this is not guaranteed. This is not set in stone. Do not use this as 100% truth. This is just speculation and approximation. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, if you were to add 1,000 stones to your stone count right now, how much would you have? It's a very easy calculation. So let me know how many stones you would theoretically have with an extra 1,000 right now in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know when to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned. And always remember to calculate responsibly.